Something a ton of people are exploring here in Atlanta is making the move and getting out of a rental and getting into a condo. If you are one of those people, you need to watch this video. Here's the 4 things that you need to look out for when you go through to buy your condo. Before we get into it, my name is Dallas.blanton. I'm an agent here in Atlanta with eXp, and I work with a good number of condo buyers. So if you or anyone you know is thinking about making the purchase, you can hit the link right down below and reach out. I'd be more than happy to chat, see if I can be a resource in any way. And while you're at it, if you want to be a good Samaritan, you can hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds of your time. Does a hell of a lot of good for me. I'd be super appreciative. Now, number 1, the first thing you need to understand if you're buying a condo here in Atlanta, the top end of your pre-qual or your pre-approval is probably not what you're going to be buying the condo at. A lot of these condos, they're going to have HOAs ranging anywhere from, $100 to $150 all the way up to over $1,000 a month, depending on the type of building you buy, the size of the unit you buy, and really the building that you buy in. These HOA fees are going to go towards making sure that the building is kept up, the utilities for the common areas stay on, whatever amenities are maintained as well, so on and so forth. So it's pretty common that people will come and be like, oh, look, I'm pre-approved for $400,000, but if you want to go out, you want to buy a high rise with all the bells and whistles, you're looking at $400 or $500 a month HOA payment because of the debt to income and all that fun stuff that the mortgage lenders, brokers, whatever you want to call them, will take care of. You're probably not going to be able to purchase right at that $400,000 mark. Number 2, piggybacking right off of number 1, you need to do your research and figure out what's really important to you when it comes to amenities. If you're looking for, like I said before, all the bells and whistles of a high rise, for example, you want the pool, the concierge, the sauna, the gated garage, all that fun stuff. You've got to prepare, and you need to be very realistic when you're going into this that you're probably going to be eating a large HOA payment. But, if this is something that's important to you, you can absolutely work through. If you're working with an agent, they're probably going to have an idea, depending on what amenities you want, as to buildings that they can direct you towards that might suit all of your needs. On the flip side of that, if you're someone that none of that's important to you, you want one of those low rises, make sure you go through and you get the most spacious low rise you can. That's a fantastic option, especially if location is something that's very important to you. Here in Atlanta, obviously down by Piedmont, there's a lot of those. Very accessible, very walkable, but you're giving up on a lot of those amenities that I mentioned earlier. Number 3, do not plan on renting this thing out, especially if it's Airbnb. The city of Atlanta has cracked down big time on Airbnb rentals. There's really only 2 buildings in the city that overtly allow Airbnb rentals that are condo buildings. One of them is Peachtree Towers, and the other one, frankly, I have no idea. I can't even remember what the name of it is. I went there with a client one time. I remember we pulled up, he took one look at the exterior of the building and he hated it, so we didn't even go inside. So if you're looking to rent, you're probably going to have a 12-month lease, and you're probably going to have to get a rental permit. What is a rental permit? Basically, a lot of the buildings are going to cap their rentals somewhere between 15 and 25%. If there are no more permits available and the unit that you're buying doesn't transfer with a rental permit, you're going to be waiting anywhere from a few months all the way up to, I've seen the rent lists as long as like 5-6 years long. If you're planning on buying this thing and renting it out, probably not the best idea. You're going to be living in it at least for a little while before you get on that rental list. Lastly, but certainly not least, is you need to be looking out for special assessments. Special assessments are issued by the HOA of the condominium in order for larger projects. For instance, if they wanted to do like a complete facelift of the lobby, replace all the elevators, something like that, they're going to go through and you're going to get a prorated amount of that special assessment based on your unit. Now, if your agent knows what they're doing, there's a pretty good possibility you're going to be able to go through and negotiate any special assessment off, at least for the unit that you are buying. I know I have certainly done that for some clients prior, and you definitely need to be making sure that you're getting this taken care of. If you're buying the unit and there's a special assessment due, you don't want to be buying your way into anywhere up to like a $20,000 assessment, depending on the unit, on the building, etc. And that's going to transfer to you if you don't have it in writing that that seller is going to pay that off prior to or at closing in full. Thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you found some value in this video. If you did, again, I'd be super appreciative of you hitting the like button. And again, if you or anyone you know is thinking about purchasing here, make sure you hit that link right down below. I'd be more than happy to see if I'm in a position to be able to help you out. Again, I'm Dallas.blanton with eXp here in Atlanta. Thank y'all for your time.